You're not going to have any good, healthy relationships because you're bringing too many people in. And when you bring too many people in a situation, it's just a whole bunch of confusion and frustration, and then it just ends because now it becomes stressful. What's poppin', people? Welcome back to my channel. It has been a minute, but I am back with the entirely new setup and new topic that we are going to get into right after you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and you share this video with a friend and leave a comment down below when you do so. But right now, we're gonna get started. So in today's video, we're gonna be talking about why your friendships, your relationships just are not lasting, and I'm definitely a witness to this. The Lord had to deal with me on this very recently, and I didn't even know that he gave instructions on how to do this in the Bible. I just went off of what the world told me, what family told me, and then once I found this in the Bible, I was like, oh, if I had done this first, I probably would have, kept this person around, or I probably would have understood this person a little bit better, and just things would have been different if I applied this one thing to my life from the very beginning, and that is how to properly confront someone. So we all have heard that, relationships fail because no one knows how to effectively communicate, when the Bible literally tells us how to effectively communicate. So in Matthew chapter 18, verses 15 through 17, I believe, it literally tells us that we're supposed to confront anyone who sins against us by ourselves first. And sins against you means either they lied on you, they cheated on you, they stole from you, they gossip about you. Anything that kind of hurts your feelings or kind of negatively affects you, that's sinning against you. And we are supposed to confront that person if you can. Like if it's something major and you need cops involved, that's super different. But when it comes to dealing with friendships and relationships, a lot of us, when we start to deal with conflict, we go to somebody else first. We go to a mother or a friend or a father or, aunts, uncles, whomever. We go to someone for their advice, and then we get their advice, we do it, and either it works or it doesn't. But the Bible literally tells us to confront them on our own. It does not tell us to go talk to other people. If anything, we're supposed to talk to him and say, okay, how do we deal with this situation? How do we deal with this person? Because he knows you better than you know yourself, and he knows the other person better than they know themselves. So when you consult the Lord about how to confront somebody, when you go to them, you should go confidently knowing that, all right, if the Lord told me to go confront this person and I do it in love and in grace, it's going to turn out good. And good could just be you guys go your separate ways peacefully. It could be there's a good understanding now. It could be that, all right, now we're closer than we were before. Good is good. When God's involved, there's absolute peace. So if you bring him into the mix and not people, we'll have a better outcome in our relationships. And the Lord actually tested me on this. And once he revealed this verse to me, because I did not know it was in here, like I said before, I had no idea that there was instructions on how to confront people, but it literally tells you to confront that person. Then it goes on to say, after you confront them, and if they don't hear you, like if they're just trying to be combative and trying to argue, when you're coming off, with grace and with love and everything, and they're just being a butt, pretty much, then the Bible says to go back with 2 or 3 witnesses, so that way nothing is misconstrued, nothing is misunderstood. Now, when the Lord told me to do this with someone, I was just like, how am I supposed to, bring 2 or 3 people with me? That just kind of seems like in today's age, you're ready to fight, you're ready to jump, you're ready to attack. Like it just kind of seems like you have a lot of people ganging up on you. So what I did when I had to confront someone, thankfully it was through the phone, but when I had to confront someone and I was wanting to do it and I just was nervous, I didn't know how I was going to go, I didn't know if they're going to twist my words later on, like what have you, I downloaded a recorder because it was a phone call. And so I downloaded one of those phone call recorders, and once I called the person, I recorded the conversation. So I didn't have 2 or 3 witnesses to bring back with me. The conversation went well, it was peace, it was fine, I didn't really need the recording, but just in case I did, I did record the conversation, and that was my witness. So if anything were to come back later in the future saying that I said this, or I made it sound like this, and someone's trying to twist my words, I have the recording that says, no, I didn't do that. And that's basically, you could use that as your witness. So when this was revealed to me, I started to think back to all of my old friendships, all of my old relationships with past people, and it's just like, maybe that could have been resolved a little bit better, or maybe this would never happen if I had just confronted what I saw, if I had just called out what I felt in that moment peacefully. Like if I just said, hey, I feel like you're being a little bit jealous right now, or hey, I feel like you're judging me, or hey, I feel like you're trying not to understand me, or you're trying to pick a fight. Like honestly, think about the benefits of just saying your piece, like just saying what it is that's bothering you in the moment and just not letting someone get away with it. Because in my experience, when I don't say things and I just kind of let things slide, they grow. Like, they just keep growing because that person doesn't know that it's a problem for you, or that person knows that they could take advantage of you, and they continue to take advantage because you're not saying anything. And that's what happened to me a lot in the past. And then, you know, once you actually decide to now stick up for yourself and speak up for yourself, then they look at you like you're changing and you're different because this isn't who I used to be. And it's not. But if we start off being honest and authentic and effectively communicating, we wouldn't have a lot of the issues and the drama that we have. And that's applied to even family relationships. Some people don't know how to effectively communicate to their parents or their siblings. And granted, when you're dealing with someone who's older than you and kind of has authority over than you, it's a little bit harder. But again, if you go to the Lord and ask Him to give you wisdom and discernment how to approach the situation, He will tell you how to do it. And so for me, for a long time, if I had an issue with my parents, or I just didn't like how they did something, or if I felt like I was being misunderstood, I didn't know how to effectively communicate verbally, but I could do it in writing. So I would literally write a letter and slide it under the door. And then it worked, but then, you know, growth has to come, and sometimes you have to say something in the moment, and you have to learn how to say it, because I have a smart mouth. So when I'm fed up and I want to say something, it's just like blah, 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 and I just kind of go off, and then with parents, obviously you get in trouble. But I didn't know how to effectively communicate verbally because I let my emotions kind of get the best of me. And by the time I have the courage, or I'm just fed up and I want to say something, it comes out way more aggressive than I intended. But it was all that pent up emotion just coming out at once, and frustration. And it's just like, dang, Kendra, you could have done that way better. And once I saw this gem in the Bible, I was like, oh, you actually do tell us how to deal with confrontation. And you just say it, and it doesn't say, honestly, you guys, when you go to different people getting different perspectives, you have to remember that person may mean you good, that it may have worked for that person in the past, but not one person is perfect, and no one really knows the details and specifics in a relationship, friendship, or romantic one like the people in it. So between you and that person, you can ask your mom, your sister, whomever. You could ask them for all the advice in the world, but at the end of the day, you're going to have to do what's best for you and that person, because your mom isn't you. Your mom isn't in that friendship. Your sister, your brother, whomever, they're not in that friendship or relationship with you. So their advice may be coming from a good place, but it's not always going to work because they're not in it. They don't know the details. They can give you advice all day long from their experiences with a completely different person, and it's not always going to apply and work in your situation. And I think that's where the world has gone wrong, like putting people in categories. And I just hate them. They're so annoying. Oh, this person's a light skin. This person's a dark skin. This person's white. This person's black. This person's Puerto Rican. Like, so they're going to be like this. And you do have to treat this person like this. And this is a black mom. So, you know, you got to act like this with the black moms and the Puerto Rican moms and the white moms. Like, everybody puts people in a certain category based off of color, based off of shades of colors, based off of where you grew up. None of that matters. They are an individual person. We are putting people in categories and groups that they do not belong in because we're not trying to get to know them. We are looking at them, prejudging them, and now we're jumping to conclusions and assumptions that lead us to making bad decisions because we are not doing what we're supposed to be doing, which is consulting the one who knows them better than they know them, and who can guide us and let us know how to deal with a certain situation. But if you're just going off of what you see on TV and what other people tell you because it worked for them, you're not going to have any good, healthy relationships because you're bringing too many people in. And when you bring too many people in a situation, it's just a whole bunch of confusion and frustration, and then it just ends because now it becomes stressful. You don't know if you should listen to this person. And I've never been in romantic relationships, but I have heard multiple times. Once a woman or even a man tells their friends how they're frustrated with this person or they're frustrated with the person that they're dating, now that friend has a negative view of who you're with, right? But then either you go back to them or you stay with them. Now your friends are confused and trying to tell you, you need to leave him, you need to leave her, you need to do this, do that. And now you're getting frustrated because you have two people tugging on you. The one you're in a relationship with and the people who are telling you how to handle your relationship. When if you just kept it like a triangle, you, that person, and God, you can eliminate all of that. Like, I'm not saying don't ask for advice. I'm not saying that, you know, don't talk to people and vent. That's perfectly fine. But be conscious and aware. And I firmly believe anything that's important to you, you're going to protect. You have kids, you're going to protect them. Even your pets, they're like family. You're going to protect them. So you're not going to do certain things and say certain things for people to get the wrong idea. It's the same thing with your relationships. Like, You protect it if you care about it. And by protecting it, you keep outside noise where it belongs. You keep it out. You don't bring it in. You can hear it, but that doesn't mean you have to apply it to what you guys are doing, because again, that person is different. You are different, and no one is actually going to know exactly what you're going to but you, that person, and God. So hope this video was helpful for you guys. I hope you guys learned to deal with your confrontation a lot better than I have done in the past. I am still learning. I'm still growing. God literally gave me this revelation about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I acted on it, and it was just so liberating. Like, oh my God, I actually confronted the person. I actually asked what I've been wanting to ask for about, I don't know, months, years, like who knows, but it was a lot that I just asked. And when I tell you guys, I prayed before I called, and when I prayed, I was literally just like, Lord, if I'm not supposed to have this conversation, if it's just flesh ruling, don't let them answer the phone. If this conversation is going to go sideways, if it's going to go backwards, help me be able to handle the confrontation, because that's not my personality. I do not like confrontation. I know in life you're going to have those kind of situations. I need to learn how to do it. But when I tell you guys, I prayed, the person answered the phone, we talked, I asked the direct questions, is this true, is that true, whatever. And it was just so much peace and so freeing. Like, okay, I don't have these questions anymore. And granted, you're like, okay, well, how could I know that that person's telling the truth? How do I know they're not lying? How do I know that I could just believe what they say and go with it? You don't. You have faith. You ask questions. You ask the Lord, and then he will reveal. As long as you have an ear to hear him, he is going to reveal to you if that person's lying, if the person's not supposed to be in your life. And if you're confused about who's supposed to be in your life, pray them out. I say, whoever's not supposed to be in my life, Lord, get rid of them peacefully. And sometimes if he's not doing it quick enough, I say, okay, do it how you want to do it. Forget the peace. Like, that's just me though. So that's just a little tip for you guys. If you're not sure if the person's telling the truth or not, don't go in assuming they're going to lie. I mean, always be ready. You know, always have your ducks in a row. Make sure that what you were going to do, what you were going to say is aligning with God says, and that you were coming in a place of love, but also truth. And as long as you know you're telling the truth and you know you're being your authentic self, whatever they do, what's done in the dark is going to come to the light. And you're covered regardless. So don't go into a conversation. Don't try to confront things fearfully, think that they're going to make you feel small, they're going to belittle you, make you feel dumb for even saying anything. Like, no. If God told you to do it, you're going to be good, you're going to be covered, and if they're not for you, they're going to leave anyway. If this video was helpful for you guys, give it a like, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, share this video with a friend, and do not forget 5-Day Fridays from now on are going to be on my Instagram @_it's_Kendra. I'm going to link it below. I'm going to also put on the screen for you guys. My 5-minute motivational, encouraging videos are going to be on Instagram, IGTV from now on. And remember, these videos are going to be posted from now on Thursdays instead of Wednesdays at 5 p.m. Thank you guys so much for watching, but in the meantime, in between time, I will see you next time. Bye.